Would you play on Windows 95? That ass? Nah, that FPS. Can you run your TF2 at more than 1 frames per second? 5p FPS? Okay, that one's actually alright, to be honest. Alright, I understand that the frame rate on my Pyro video was terrible, but you have to blame OBS for that blunder. Even though many people seem to praise it, obviously my footage shows it's complete ass. Can't even record a 10-year-old game, stupid shitty program. Anyway, no mistakes this time around. I'll be using an actually decent recorder today. Hey there everybody, it's your friendly neighbourhood Pyro Binocle back again, talking about virtual tits and ass once again. Now today I want to have a redo of discussing the female Pyro model by the fanciest of pants. I did a video on my thoughts and opinions a couple of months back, and I feel like my points could have been much clearer, and since then I've also had more things I want to discuss, even though no one commented on that part, but I complained enough about that. So without further ado, let's restart the discussion. So the model itself is very well made. It fits the style of the game pretty perfectly without feeling out of place. I think it's among one of the top mods out there for Team Fortress 2 in terms of changing the model for a specific character. However, as with most things, people seem to complain about one of two things about the model. One, that it's a female, or two, the model is over-sexualized. Let's start off with the fact that it's a mod that changes the Pyro into a female. I don't understand how people have a problem that the model itself is of the opposite sex, speaking from a male perspective of course. There are plenty of places out on the internet that do enjoy gender bending their favourite characters, and I'd be lying if I said I don't see the appeal of doing this, as I do enjoy dabbling in it myself from time to time. If that sort of thing isn't for you, then may I suggest a simple solution? Ignore it. That's all you have to do. If I see something that I'm not a particular fan of, then I simply ignore it. If it affects me that badly, which really never happens because I'm not a sensitive fuck, then I'll write some sort of criticism and not just throw hate towards the creator. One example where there isn't any toxicity towards opposite gender mods is in the game Postal 2. On the Steam Workshop there's an item on there that when downloaded changes the sex and appearance of the postal dude into a female. This also includes changing the voice lines as well, keeping it as believable as possible. In my opinion, the female Pyro mod does exactly the same thing, yet people still complain. I'm sure there's people who don't approve of the Postal 2 mod as well, but they are definitely less vocal about it. I'm probably a bit more mature about it as well. Now I can also see how this can spark the argument of how it destroys the mystery of the Pyro, and who or what can be underneath the mask. To this I say, don't use the mod. Seriously, it's that simple. If you don't have the mod, then you won't see a single female Pyro when playing the game, and you won't be able to see anyone else using it. So it's a win-win situation if you do this section of my angry people who don't like fan-made things in a video game guide. Female Pyro isn't the only mod that changes a class's sex into a female either. In fact, there is at least one for each of the other 8 classes. Female Scout, yep, it exists. Female Demoman, that exists too. Female Spy, it absolutely exists. Again, all I ever see complained about is the Pyro mod, and none of the other ones for any of the other classes. I think people forget Pyro from Team Fortress Classic is a female, but I suppose it has nothing to do with my argument. Oh wait, never mind, it does, because people complain how females couldn't be in that era where TF2 takes place. However, I'm fairly certain TF Classic takes place before TF2, so that makes the whole shouldn't be allowed on a team argument invalid. Oh, but the other ones aren't as over-sexualized as the Pyro, I hear you cry, and you're correct, they aren't. However, they seem to forget this model only applies to a video game and not real life. Boobies and butts aren't going to kill anyone, especially since they aren't being used in an exploitative manner. It's not like you're going to see, haha, we've got you now, maggot, surrender. Okay, you can leave. They'd blow her up to smithereens because that's what you do in this 10-year-old game about 2 teams shooting each other. Let's not forget the fact that this game's lore is based on 2 brothers fighting over a piece of land that their dead father left them by hiring mercenaries to fight for them. Oh, and they also have teleportation devices, watches that turn you invisible, cigarette cases that can disguise you as other people, energy drinks that lets the person who drank it become invincible for a couple of seconds, healing beans that can cure any wounds and make them invincible and turn them red or blue depending on what team they are on, and so many other things that wouldn't make sense to a normal person. And yet, people seem to think that a skin that makes the Pyro a female with big breasts and butt breaks the believability. Give me a break. How about you begin caring about something that actually affects the overall game, such as the broken reserve shooter, the no downside 3rd degree, and other improvements that can be made. If you like the idea of Pyro but think the tits and ass are too big for some unknown reason, then there is an alternative called Carvalho's Pyro, which fixes the proportions overall. Oh, and if either one is still too over-sexualized or too feminine for you, then I'll remind you of the muscly male Pyro model. Yeah, this one isn't over-sexualizing like the female model at all. This one's funny and hilarious, and at the end of the day, all I want to say is you don't have to be a dick to those who enjoy the mod. Whether the pyro is male or female, as long as they do their job, then that's all that matters. As for me, I'm going to enjoy the female pyro model, and not because I like looking at that ass. Anyway, tell me your opinions down below. I'd like to know your stance once again. Unlike a lot of the internet, I am open-minded about this sort of thing. So this has been your friendly neighborhood Pyro Oakley, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!